It's so important. We're getting some good guys in here. Danilo Petrovic as well. Hey, Damir, how you doing, my
Hey,
friend?
how are you, man?
So thank you for doing it, Damir. When we get questions in our language, you can obviously answer in our language as well. And if you're okay with that, we can go English. Um,
Yeah, whatever they want, we go.
so, no, I agree with you. So yeah, I see a new haircut. So how did that happen, Damir?
How do you like it first?
I like it. Unless some
'Cause
people can wear it. If I do it, I look like a bouncer, so people don't like it. Like because I'm
I
too big.
actually, it was a challenge by my friend from Davis Cup team, Nerman Fatic. You know him probably. But I actually, when he gave me the challenge, I actually wanted really to do it because I wanted some change. I was like, first I was like, okay, I'm gonna be in isolation for I don't know how much longer. My hair is gonna grow up. But once I did, I got so many positive reactions. Really,
Yeah.
like everybody said, it really looks good on you, and you should do it. And then I was just like, okay, then I like it, so I may stay like this. We'll see.
Yeah, look, and you know what? As you get older, you're a youngster. You're 27, so I'm 40. So hair is gonna fall off. When I had long hair, like good hair too, when I was
You're,
younger.
you're
So,
still young. You're still young.
Damir, it's like Peter was just writing. Like, I hope you only say good things about me. So that was funny. Like, just Peter is there. A lot of good players are on here. I think it's awesome that you do that. I wanted to thank you because hard times, right? And I think for our sport, it's so important that you guys. I mean, like you're a massive tennis player, been top 23 in the world. A lot of kids look up to you, right? And especially in your home country and in the whole Balkan area, like the kids look up. And I think it's so important that you guys show what's going on in the tennis world to keep our sport alive. So from that, I really thank you and everybody, Oliver Marach, Noah Rubin, I'm going to hopefully Jack Sock, all those guys are going to do it. You guys are just amazing. Thank you for that. Just wanted to
Yeah,
let that
yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah.
All right, Damir.
Uh,
So you've been 23 in the world, which is unbelievable accomplishment. You beat guys like Kevin Anderson, Tsitsipas. I think you're 3-1 against Tsitsipas. Wawrinka, just name it. Nadal once. Yeah. How did it all start? Like, tell us a little bit. You're from Bosnia Herzegovina. Tell us a little bit about. I'm from the Balkan area. About your country and when you started and how tennis was when you were younger, a little bit.
yeah. So my father, when I was born, my father already was a coach, tennis coach. He had his own club. And when I was really young, like 3 years old already, I showed a love for tennis. I was going with him for on tennis court. While he's practicing other kids, I was there on the side of the court. Taking my racket with me. My racket was probably higher than me at that time. But I liked being there. I liked it, and then it was just natural going that way.
Mm-hmm.
I was coming many times to tennis court, and then when I was 5.5, before getting in the first grade of the school, I started, let's say, real practicing with tennis, and then I was in a good group. Mirza Basic was a player in the same group with me, together with me. And so my father was his first coach, and we were growing up together, practicing together, and it was a nice group. And I already, when I was 7, I showed a lot of talent. I won my first tournament when I was 7 years old, and it was just going their way. I was by far the best in my age, and then just one or two players could really play a year older than me.
Mm-hmm.
There is also many kids that I was playing with when I was young know that in a group stage, because the tournaments under 10 and under 12, we would have a group stage, and then the best two from group would go to quarterfinals. And then in a group stage, I would play some of the matches with the left hand, even though I was a right-handed. That yeah, because
That's
my
good
father
practice too.
my father wanted me to practice the
Yeah.
left hand as well.
Yeah.
I was never going to play with the left, but you know, making it stronger for my backhand was always important. That's probably why today I have I can say solid backhand, you know, double-handed backhand. So then yeah, I was European champion under 12. I was in top 5 under 14, under 16 ETA tournaments. Then I was number 3 in ITF. I won European Championship also. I was bronze medalist on Yacht Olympic Games in Singapore, the first Yacht Olympic Games. And yeah, that was the way I was going. But even in that time when I was really one of the best juniors, I wasn't really sure if I'm gonna get a professional, if I'm gonna go to college. I was on, you know, in two ways. I was either going this way or this way. I decided together with my parents that I should try professional immediately, and it was a good decision, I think.
So there was the question that came up in your house. That
let me just do one thing. 30
yeah,
seconds.
No problem. You go ahead. It's awesome to have Damir on here, guys. As I said, you know, this is inside you usually don't get, so I'm so thankful that he's doing it. So Damir, there was a time when you actually decided to go to the US to study and play college or like professional?
Yeah. I was last year of the juniors when I was 18. I was talking a lot with my parents. You know, I had, of course, as I was one of the best juniors, I had many offers from the best schools in the US, and you know, it was many talkings between me and my parents if I should go professional immediately or I should just go to college, because you know, college gives you opportunity to practice a lot, to play many matches, and you don't have to spend a lot of money.
Oh, you get everything that you're good.
While on the other side, if you're going immediately professional tennis, especially coming from Bosnia and Herzegovina, is different. You know, you're coming from a country that is poor country. You don't have many, you don't have sponsors. You don't have, you have to pay everything by your own money. You don't have many tournaments, so you have to travel a lot. You cannot get wild cards, so you have to start from zero. And then, you know, but I felt that I should try immediately professional, and it was a good decision. But also, you know, in the first year I already passed the futures. Then in the second year I was combined playing challengers. Futures, then the third year challengers, then challengers and ATP. So in 2 or 3 years, from zero I came to, you know, almost ATP tournaments. So it was, you know, it was a big decision in my life for me.
Wow, it's so, you see, like, so nice to hear that. You know, like you would think, you know, players like you were so good in junior years, they don't even think about going to college, right? So that was a great insight. So Damir, so Petar Popovic is your coach, and then you have a great team around you. Like, I've been to Del Rey. We met in Del Rey because I have a lot of friends, you know, like, you know, Ante Pavic and Oliver Marach and all those guys. And so for me, my son was born like 5 years ago, so I couldn't go to many tournaments over the last year. So I was so happy that I went because, first of all, I want to let everybody know, you and your whole team, you guys are just amazing people. Like, it's just so much fun being around you, and I want everybody to know it's like a big family, you know, like when you have that good group there. So, you know, you have your own massage guy as well with you, Nemanja, right? So,
yes.
So how important is for you, you know, because you know, I know a lot of players as well, the atmosphere within the team, like within the team. You have a masseuse guy, you have Petar as a coach, and I always felt when I was around you there was so much like joy, fun as well. But on the other side, there's 150%. When you go with Petar on the court, it's like 10,000%, you know, like power on the court. So how important is the whole team for you?
I mean, in tennis, it's individual sport, but you're alone on the court once you go on a match. But the team that surrounds you, the team that is with you, doesn't matter if they go on every tournament or if you are practicing together at home, is very important. I mean, it's just there must be some chemistry between a player and a coach and anybody who works with you. Without it, it's impossible to work. I mean, Petar is a great coach. He's a great person.
Yeah.
and also a hard worker. I like this.
Yeah.
The third thing is for me the most important thing, and that's why I chose him as a coach. I know that he works hard. He was working hard while he was playing. When he started also working as a coach, he was hard working. All the results he made with the players, and he made a huge results with
Oh,
many players.
yes,
With
Karlovic, Krajinovic, like just name it. He brought them up there.
Andrea as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was always hardworking guy, and that's what I felt I was missing in last year.
Hmm.
You know, I got to top 30, 23. You know, you always work. That's there is no definitely you always work, but at some point I was like, you know, I will stay here. There is nothing that can happen that I won't be here. You know, so
Hmm.
you just go a little slower, and then everybody goes after
Yeah.
before you,
Yeah.
because it's just like that in tennis. You have to be always 100% there. You have to be so focused always, and you have to work so hard, because tennis is improving so much. Like there are so small differences between all the guys on tour. I mean, beside this, I would say big four guys,
Hmm.
there's just small differences, and then and if you push a little less, you everybody will go before you, and that's what I felt I was missing in
Hmm.
last year before I started working with Peter. You know, that really hard work. I don't say that I wasn't a hard worker, that I wasn't working good, but it's just that I felt it in myself. That's something I need more. I need somebody who's gonna push me all the time. And
Good.
Petar is like that. Out of
Yeah.
the court, so much fun.
Yeah.
It's really good to spend time with him. But
Yeah.
on the court, then he's a different person. It's like it's completely changing on the court. That's what I like.
Yeah.
When you are on the court, he has to be. You have to respect him, and he has to be over you. Is the one
Yeah.
telling you what to do. You know.
Yeah.
But then off the court, we are friends. On the court, we are not friends really.
Yeah, I saw you guys when in Del Rey after the training session. You know, he looked like he jumped in the pool, and you too. Like, you know, so as you said, you know, it's so
Yes.
important. So
Yes.
speaking about that, I hope a lot of kids, you know, juniors, listen to us, because you know I'm coaching since 22 years, and a lot of kids, they think they give everything they have on the court, but they don't practice hard enough. You know, you see that
Yeah,
as a coach. You know,
that's
so
true.
I hope people and kids understand how important it is. So Damir, when you've been like top 23 in the world, right? So you play guys like Wawrinka, Rafa, as I said earlier. So for two questions. So do you guys use data, or like do you watch your guys? Like, I mean, you know each other so well, but like, do you guys sit down and watch matches afterwards you played and all those things?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you have to you have to see you have to watch your opponents before the matches. Most of the big guys you know, but still, from each match you can learn something more. You can see something more, and you can make a good tactic with it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't depend that one player you watched him 5 months ago and you're playing him now is
Hmm.
gonna play the same. Maybe he changed his game, so you better watch some videos he played last week or week before. So the videos that are most the earliest videos that you can find, you know. So um, also after the match, you have to watch not just at your opponent what you play, but also what you play. You have to see what were you doing good, what were you doing wrong in that match, what was going good, what was that's how you learn. That's how you learn your mistakes also. So not just winning is a good thing. Losing in the matches is also making you learn. That's what is definitely. And I'm sure you learn more from the losses.
Yeah,
Uh, because otherwise, if you're just winning, that means that you don't have to learn. So
that's correct.
yeah,
Yeah.
you definitely have to watch your matches and your improvements in the game, but also what were you not doing good in that match. You know that they. It doesn't mean if you played a bad match that all the sections are bad.
Hmm.
Maybe your mind was strong that day, but it was just not going the right way that you wanted. But then the next day, maybe you played really good tennis, but you got crazy at some point and you still
Hmm.
lost the match. So there are many aspects of the game that you can watch and you can make it to the part. So you say this was good, this was good, this was good, but this was bad. I'm gonna improve that thing. So that's and from each match you can learn something more. That's why we all, I think, all big players, big professional players, are watching their matches after, maybe not straight after the match, of course, because especially if you lose, you want to cool down your head a little bit. You want to be clear in your mind, and then tomorrow, 3 days after, you watch it with your coach.
Okay,
Then
that's what I wanted to ask you. How long you need? How long you need to cool down after a match? You know.
I'm the one who doesn't really want to do it straight after the match. I can get really pissed, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, day after I'm already much better. Day after depends on the loss, of course. If you lose 7-6 in the third set,
Yeah.
in a big match, then you need maybe more 2 days. But still, I like to do it at least 24 hours after the match, when my mind is clearer than when I finish the match.
Okay. So what else do we get? We got some questions from kids who started to coach you. You said your dad. We had that one. So and then a lot of kids who wrote me beforehand wanted to ask, how does it feel to be like a guy like Wawrinka or Tsitsipas? Like, you know, like is it something different than, you know, like any other player beat on the tour? Like, do you feel like more accomplished when you beat those big guys? So the, you know, the young
Yeah,
kids, like.
definitely that you feel more accomplished. Definitely you feel more prouder, more important. You feel you are more important. But each win is a big win, and each win you have to respect and to watch at the same way. Because sometimes you are going to play maybe Tsitsipas or a big guy, Wawrinka, no, Nadal, or anybody in the fourth round, but maybe you're gonna play player 50 in the world, and still, if you beat him, that means that you have beaten a good player. That it can have almost the same value of beating a big guy, you know, because it's fourth round. It's not just the first round. But as I said, each win and any win is very important for every player. It gives you a lot of confidence. Of course, when you beat a big guy, that means that your game is there. You cannot beat big guys with bad game, with no game. Definitely, you must be at your highest level to beat them. And when you beat them, you feel that you are there. You feel that you are there. That's true. You get some extra confidence than usually. You give you get some extra, I would say, energy boost, you know. That's what I was always getting when I would beat big guys. But also you have to know that beating a big guys, also you spend a lot of energy. You spend also a lot of mental energy when you beat them. So it's not easy to play next match.
Makes you tired, man.
That's why some of the players would beat big guy, and then they would lose next round to player 50, 60, 70 or whatever. But once I learned, you know, to control my emotions a little bit more, to control my mental part more, I started winning a big guy, but then also winning the next round, and that was I would say, a very important step for me.
And then, Damir, so Bosnia Herzegovina, obviously, you know, like, my parents are from Croatia. I have like so many friends from Serbia. Our countries are small, right? So you've been the first player breaking into like winning ATP tournament, right? And like breaking the top 50, I think, right? Or like top 100 even for Bosnia.
Yeah.
So when the Davis Cup was still the Davis Cup that it was, you know, when you played like not this new system, and in general the new system as well. Like how much does the Davis Cup mean to you? I mean, I know we are very proud in the Balkan area, and then how much does that mean to you compared to like other tournaments, or like do you I guess you love playing Davis Cup?
I do. Davis Cup is like something special for me. It's because of the two things. Playing for your country is a huge thing, and it's what makes me most like, you know, my heart is really big in that time when I'm playing in front, especially in front of the home crowd. Playing Davis Cup, I love playing home. There is some extra pressure always when playing Davis Cup, especially playing in front of the home crowd. But that's something what you like, you know, adrenaline, something what you want to have in the sport. But also there is a second thing, you know, spending time with your colleagues, with the teammates. Sometimes we don't have a chance to be all year together on tournaments, especially me coming from Bosnia and Herzegovina. I was 1 year me and Mirza were traveling together and playing together. It was really good. But then, you know, we are not all same ranking, so it's probably best few weeks in a year when we play Davis Cup. In last 7 or 8 years, I wasn't able to play maybe 3 matches, but the rest I was always coming and playing for my country. And next match we are playing in Peru. We'll see how it's gonna go this year with Davis Cup and everything, what it's gonna be. But definitely that match against Peru is gonna be a big chance for us to go to World Group and then to fight for Madrid. That is gonna be a huge thing for Bosnia and Herzegovina, for Bosnian tennis, and also for us, because obviously we are one of the best athletes in our country. You know, one of the best teams in our country, also beside the football and basketball team. So we'll try everything, and Davis Cup is definitely a pleasure to play, and it's a privilege to play for your own country.
And then, I mean, when I was in Delray, you know, what I like to see, you know, there are other guys like, you know, that speak our language, like Brownage, and then all the guys, you know, and
I just read Danilo's comments, and
Damir, I know you guys. Always, as I said, always fun, and always making fun of each other. As I said, that's the vibe, you know, like being positive and always being like, you know, and respectful among each other, you know. So that's what I like in Delray. As I said, you know, there were other guys as well, and then so when you train, where's your home base? Where do you train? Like back when you fly always back to Bosnia, or like do you go to Serbia, or like you play with the guys there?
I spend more time in Belgrade. That's the base where I practice for last 3 or 4 years. That's what I wanted to say. I'm not able, as I said, to spend so much time with my teammates from my country, but I have many friends from Croatia, from Serbia. They are all my brothers, and that's the best thing in the sport, that we feel really united. So united here in Balkan, and we feel like we are really coming from one country. You know, the sport doesn't know the religion, the countries. It doesn't make difference. That's what we love the most in sport, and in our sport especially. My base is in Belgrade. I practice here. Sarajevo, I go to get some rest, to see my family, you know, to see my friends. But Belgrade is the place where I spend more time between the tournaments, where I practice. My coaches are and my physio, they are all from you know, live here. Petar is living in Novi Sad, but that's just 40 minutes away from here. So it's so much easier also to fly from Belgrade and from Bosnia. When I was back in Sarajevo, it was really hard to fly. You would always have to fly at least 2 flights to get to somewhere, you know. So it's so much easier now from Belgrade. It gives you more opportunities, more players, so many players in Belgrade. It's one of the best cities in Europe, definitely, I can say, to practice. Because where else in Europe you have so many top 100 players, where you have so many top 200 players, and it's not easy to find it.
Yeah, and you have Tipsy, the Tipsarevic is there, and then you have so many guys there, you know.
You have
like
Dusan, you have Duti, you have Filip Krajinovic.
Yeah.
Even Jere, he's in Novi Sad, but he comes sometimes to Belgrade.
Yeah.
Then you have Danilo, you have Peja Krstin, you have Nikola Milejevic. Nole sometimes comes to Belgrade to practice.
Yeah.
You mentioned already Janko. You have so many players. You have so many players. I mean, I don't want to that I forgot somebody, but you have many players. Also, so many good juniors, because it's also important to work sometimes with the juniors to practice with the young guys that are going to give 100% on once you practice with them. So it's this city is really good for tennis.
Yeah, and as I said, I met Janko when I was playing. He was training for a couple of challengers in Germany and Wolfsburg, and he came to Berlin training there. I hit with him a couple of times. Great guy. Like, as I said, I just want to, Janko you know, like when you see him, all the tattoos and everything, you know, like, and at that time when we were younger, you know, I'll tell everybody that story. So Janko, we were training, we were done, his dad was there, and, you know, the first time we played, I lost like 4-4. On carpet, right? So, and then next time I never got more than one game. But what I wanted to say is, you know, you see him with the tattoos and you think, oh, let's go party, right? You know, never forget that. You know, we're in I asked him, hey, Janko, let's go out. And he's like, no, Davor, it's like, it's Friday, right? He said, like, tomorrow is Saturday. I have to do my workout in the morning. I was like, what? You know, like you think, like, so very, very determined. Like you said, it's so important that you have coaches or players, obviously, that are like, you have to be determined, and then that's what I tell my kids always. You know, all the junior players out there, you have to give 150% on the court, otherwise it doesn't work. So, Damir, just a few more questions I had. When you were younger, that's a big issue in the United States, for example. I know in Balkan area it doesn't happen so much because I think, I don't know, different mentality. And so when you were younger, did you have a problem training with players who are worse than you?
No. I mean, so especially in my age, it was tough to find somebody I would practice that is you know, better than me, but I would practice with older guys. I would practice with the guys my age, but I would practice even with 10 times worse players than me. Really, it wasn't if I didn't have anybody else to practice, I would practice with them. That wasn't a problem for any of us, but especially not for me. Even today, I don't mind really who I am practicing. For me, it's important to practice, and as I said, playing with better guys than you, with somebody similar to you, and also guys lower than you. Yeah. It's very important to play with all of them, and that's how of course, when you're practicing with the top guys, with the guys better than you, I would say, especially, you know, with the ranking and everything, it's where you progress more. But sometimes you have to switch, to change a little bit, you know. So I think it's very important.
All right, Damir. So besides tennis, what are your favorite sports? What do you like? Football. I know you play basketball a lot, like you played on Del Rey. I do like it. Do you watch it too? You like to watch it? Or?
I do. I like basketball and football are my favorite sports, but football is really a love for me. It's a huge love, I would say, for me.
Did you play as well when you were younger, parallel to tennis?
That's in US they would say soccer. But European football, yes. I play. I started in the last few months playing it more often. You know, everybody would say, but aren't you afraid to get injured or something? But no, I'm not afraid to get injured. I'm you know, I'm also taking care of myself, but also I know who I'm playing with. You know, football is a sport where if you play with the guys that you know, the guys, nobody's going to hit you, nobody's going to get you injured. That's most of the that's, you know, we play between tennis players, so we are all taking care of each other. And then I'm really not afraid to get injured. I like playing football so much. I said so many times, if I'm not a player, tennis player, I would be definitely a football player. That's 100%.
So, all right. So I have to download FIFA 20, I guess, to play against you. I want to see how good you are on the PlayStation.
You have to download now in this time when you have so much time. Besides doing live videos on Instagram, you can also play some FIFA 20. I made an online account a few months ago, and I'm really sick now for FIFA. I'm playing with the guys all over the world, my friends. Some football players, basketball players, tennis players. We are playing all together in one team, or we play 2-on-2 against the other guys. And it's like we play today again. We start at 8:30, and we are going to play until 2 a.m. for sure.
Well, okay, I have 19. I have to get 20, and then I'll send you later my account, and I want to see.
Sure. Oh. You can always do it, and I'm always gonna say yes. I'm never gonna say no, especially when I have time.
All right. Well, Damir, let's see if we have one more question, two more from the guys here.
Yeah, I actually wanted to you were mentioning Maxa Nemanja, my physio. I wanted to also to share that how much was important to getting him in my team for me and for my body. We started working in last preseason, so a year and a half ago, almost in November, when we just started working few times a week, and then we would start working every day whenever I'm home. He wasn't traveling with me, but then I decided to get him 1 or 2 tournaments just to see how it is, and I liked it. And then he wasn't able because of his faculty to go with me everywhere. And in that period of time, I was getting a little injured. That was my, I would say, the worst period for me in first 5 months of last year, where I was injured many times. So I told him, okay, let's try. I want you to go with me in tournaments. I want to see what is going to happen. Since that week, I remember our first week together was Rotterdam and Marseille. Then
Hmm.
he couldn't come before Rome. Then Rome was first tournament together for us since Rome until now. I would never get injured any of the muscle, nothing. The only thing that I got injured was at the Roland Garros when I fall down, which is you know nobody's fault, and um, you can't really say that. So I would say it's very important to have physio in your team. It's very important to have somebody who is going to look after your body, and he's definitely one of the most important people now in my team, and I would like him to watch this.
No, I think you went on earlier. Yeah, it's so nice to you say that because, like, like not a lot of players obviously in the position to have one, and then
That's true.
people always say, like Novak and then Roger and Rafa, and how can they stay so long fit? It's like obviously how well you guys take care of your bodies, what you eat, and all those things. And on the other side is having a fantastic team with physio and all those,
Yes,
having that
yes.
behind you.
As much as you put for yourself, you're going to get more. So if you want to progress, you need to give a little more extra for yourself to get it back. So I think it's just one more step for me in my career that is going to be a plus for me.
All right. Damir, that was awesome. I can't thank you enough. So I'm gonna download FIFA 20, and I'm gonna see how good you are, and I'm gonna make a video. No, I'm just kidding. Like, let's see. Like, I'm gonna download it later. It's gonna be fun. I love
Sure,
FIFA too. So
sure.
Damir, this was great. I hope a lot of players watched it, coaches around the world. Thank you again for doing that because, as I said
No
earlier,
worries.
you guys
No
keep
worries.
you keep
Whenever you want. I mean, we can say next week. In
okay.
7 days we can do one again, and we can just read the questions and then try
Yes.
to answer them
Yeah.
shortly. It
Yeah.
was
Let's do that. And
so
maybe we can
I
get Peter and or Nemanja on there a little bit as well. Like that would be fun to have. Like
sure.
All right, Damir, and enjoy FIFA and
Nice to talk to you.
stay healthy. All right.
Thank you, man. You too. Take care. Take care.
Congrats, brate. Beide.